Hello, children. I know you have enjoyed a lot by learning about C.V. Raman, the great Indian scientist, and Sushruta, father of plastic surgery. Here comes another interesting topic from third unit Puru, the brave. See this picture, children. Do you recognize her? Yes, this is the picture of a courageous woman warrior, Jhansi Lakshmi Bai, an Indian queen of Maratha, fight against British rulers in 1857. Observe this picture, children. This is a picture of Kurukshetra, a great war between Pandavas and Kauravas, in the presence of Lord Krishna for the sake of Hastinapura kingdom. Observe this picture, children. This is from our textbook. What do you see in this picture? Yes, it is a battlefield. The soldiers are vigorously fighting with their enemies in the war with old instruments of warfare like sword and daggers. What do you think, children, the reason for wars? Yes, it may be for the thirst of capturing the other's kingdom. However, the impacts of the war are very bad on human life. Okay, now we shall enter into our actual lesson, Puru the Brave. Let us know the characters involved in the play. Now, let us know the characters involved in the play. Alexander, the king of Macedonia who conquered Greece and Persia. Puru, a king of northern India. Four Greek journals. Six soldiers. See this picture, children. This is from our textbook. Here in this picture, the man who was sitting on the throne is Alexander, the king of Greece, and the man who was standing there is Puru. Puru was the brave king of North India. He was patriotic and he had self respect. He boldly faced the great King Alexander. He was defeated, yet he did not lose his spirit. Alexander and his four journals talk about Puru's courage, fighting skills, and independent views. Alexander respected Puru's qualities. He offered a hand of friendship to him. But Puru put down a condition to be friends with Alexander. That was to treat Puru as an equal king of Alexander. Alexander was happy to treat Puru as his equal. Thus they become friends. Their battle and their friendship remain as historical events. Yes, before entering into our lesson, we shall go through some difficult words which we see in the lesson. Glossary. Army, a group of soldiers. Capture, arrest. Warfare, the act of fighting a war. Your Majesty, the way of addressing royal people. Vassal, a man promising to fight for the king in return for the right to hold hand. Coward, a timid man. Now It's time to enter into our reading the text part. Children, listen carefully and observe the pronunciation. Characters: Alexander, the king of Macedonia who conquered Greece, Persia, etc. Puru, a king of northern India. Four Greek generals and six soldiers. The camp of Alexander on the bank of the Jhelum. Alexander is sitting on the high chair and his four generals are sitting on low chairs. Two Greek soldiers are standing at the door. Alexander is having a talk with his generals. Alexander. The Battle of Jhelum will go down in the history of our country.
First General. It will go down in the history of India too. Second General. It will go down in the history of the world.
Third General. I have never fought such a battle before.
Fourth General. I haven't either. Until the last moment, I couldn't believe that we would be able to defeat the army of Puru.
Alexander. Yes, it has been a great battle. Perhaps the greatest of my life. I must say, every Indian soldier fought like a tiger.
First General. They fought like devils, Your Majesty.
Alexander. The Indians are good soldiers. They know how to fight. They fight better than our men.
Second General. But their generals aren't so good as ours.
Alexander. If you mean they aren't so brave as the Greek generals, I don't agree with you.
Second General. But they aren't very skillful, Your Highness.
I see what you mean. Alexander, I see what you mean. And here I agree with you. The Indian journals are still following the old methods of warfare. Their battle plans are faulty and they depend on too much on upon their elephants. But as fighters, they are wonderful. I have the highest respect for them. Third General. I was amazed to see how Puru fought in the Battle of Jhelum.
Fourth General. He continued to fight even when others had left the field. I think he killed at least 100 of our men with his sword. Second General. And injured many more. First General. He was badly injured himself. Second General. That's why we were able to capture him.
Alexander. Oh, he is a brave man and a great soldier. I wish he were one of my generals.
Second General. He's a proud man, Your Majesty.
Alexander. A soldier is not a soldier if he is not proud. I am not angry with him at all. He was not frightened by the news of my victories and refused to bow before me.
First General. He will be brought to Your Majesty soon. Let us see how he behaves.
Alexander. I'm sure he will not behave like a coward.
Soldier. Sir, Puru has been brought to the camp.
Alexander. Has he been put in chains?
Soldier. Yes, Your Majesty.
Alexander. Go and remove his chains and bring him in. I don't want to see a brave man in chains. Alexander. They should not have put him in chains. He is a king besides being a great soldier.
Puru enters with 4 Greek soldiers following him. Alexander and the general stand up to greet him. Puru joins the palms of his hands and raises them to his forehead to return the greeting.
Alexander. To the soldiers, you may go. Alexander. To Puru. Well, how are you, king?
Puru. My name is Puru.
Alexander. All right. Are you sorry for the mistake you made, Puru?
Puru. I made no mistake, sir.
Alexander. Didn't you reject my proposal?
Puru. I did. I refuse to be your vassal.
Alexander. Do you know that many kings have gladly agreed to be my vassals?
Puru. I know that, and I also know that none of them is Puru.
First general. Softly to the second general, he is indeed a very proud man.
Alexander. Don't you realize that you are my prisoner?
Puru. I do, but it doesn't make any difference to me. I am still the lawful king of my country.
Alexander. How shall I treat you?
Puru. As a king should treat another king.
Alexander. Puru, you are a brave man. I'm pleased with you. I want to make friends with you. Will you be a friend to me?
Puru. On one condition.
Alexander. What is that condition?
Puru. My kingdom should remain independent and you should treat me as your equal.
Alexander. Agreed. I'm proud of your friendship, my brother.
Puru. I'll do my best to be worthy of friendship of Alexander the Great.
The generals bowed to Alexander and Puru. Okay, children. Now we shall enter into vocabulary part. Antonyms. Antonyms means opposite meaning of the given word. Here I have taken some sentences from the text. See the first one. Puru, you are a brave man. Here in this sentence, the word brave opposite is timid. The second one. Didn't you reject my proposal? Here in this sentence, the opposite of reject is accept. Third one. He is indeed a proud man. Here, the opposite of proud is humble. Next one. I'm sure he will not behave like a coward. So here, opposite of coward is brave or courageous. The next one. He was not frightened by the news of my victories and refused to bow before me. Here, the opposite of victory is defeat. The last one. My kingdom should remain independent. The opposite of independent is dependent. Now we shall get into comprehension part. The first question. was Alexander? The answer for this question is Alexander was a king of Macedonia. He conquered Greece and Persia. The second one. Why did the journals and Alexander think that the Battle of Chelm would go down in the history of the world? The answer is Alexander and his generals think that the Battle of Chelm is the best one they have ever fought. The Indian soldiers of Puru fought like tigers. Hence, they feel that this battle would go down in the world's history. See the third question, children. What do you think is the reason for the Indian soldiers' defeat? The answer is the reason for defeat of Indian soldiers is their old methods of warfare. Next one. Do you believe that Puru was really proud? Answer for this question is no. Puru was not proud. He has self-respect. He was brave and patriotic. If you were Alexander, what would you do with Puru? Answer for this question. If I were Alexander, I too make friends with Puru and respect his abilities and qualities. Thank you for listening my lesson, children. We will meet again in the next session.